These are engines that operate without any energy input. If they truly worked, the rules of the game would change, and we could generate electricity and make money for the rest of our lives. I brought 5 of the coolest engines here that claim to run forever without any fuel, so we can test them together and see which are real and which are fake. Honestly, I'm really suspicious about one of them myself. It was working. Look. Did you see? Well, let's start with my favorite one. The first one, essentially, the story began when a Russian man and others tried to prove with an old car crankshaft and a few pieces of springs that you can build an engine that runs infinitely and even extract power from it to drive a car. I tried to build it myself in my previous videos. I did exactly the same thing with the crankshaft and springs, but mine had a problem where it even worked without the springs, and later in that video, I told you how it works. But I built a smaller version of it. I 3D printed the crankshaft for this one, 3D printed all the necessary parts, and made the base plate out of metal. Now I want to see how this one is. Instead of springs, this one has rubber bands on both sides. When you rotate it, it's claimed that from a certain point, it's now. Look, it's wound up, it's wound up. If I let go, it should spin, according to the videos on YouTube and Instagram, but unfortunately, nothing happens. Well, it's obvious. As much force as we are spending to pull the upper rubber bands, the bottom ones are also being pulled, and exactly this force we are exerting is neutralized, and there's no bug in it. Those who want to extract power from these engines are people who want to override the law of gravity, the law of energy, springs, and all that. That was the first one that didn't work and relied on spring force. Let's move on to the next one. The next one consists of a plate and 3 sprocket wheels. Let me show you the back of it too. It's claimed that if we put a chain on it, it will start rotating using the force of gravity. You have to give it an initial force and wind it up for it to be able to spin. But well, let me tell you how its system works. Why are there 3 on this side and 2 on that side? The way it works is that this chain has less length when it wants to go up from here compared to the other side, meaning this side of the chain is longer. Because this side is longer, it becomes heavier and slowly starts to rotate. So, are we ready to test it together? We have to give it some force to get it started. Are you ready? Honestly, this was a motor that fooled me as a child, and I thought it really worked. It's obvious that the chain on this side is heavier and it comes down. I had seen videos of it on YouTube and Instagram, but as you can see now, it doesn't work at all and it doesn't really go anywhere. But, this one I made with sheet metal and a few other 3D printed parts, which are the gears. The reason it doesn't work is that whatever force is spent, it's like a seesaw that stays balanced. For example, the day you see a seesaw spin around itself and suddenly work, this will work too. Frankly, or for instance, when 2 scale pans start spinning around, then this one will too. In operation, both sides are balanced. Even if you take this chain to the other side of the world, its weight is still distributed here, and it's not going to rotate. On the other hand, we also have friction. These gears have friction with the nuts tightened behind them. I was very disappointed that it didn't work. I really wanted them to work, but I didn't show one of them, the last one. I have a feeling they work. Let's move on to the next one. The next one doesn't work with gravity. It works with magnetic force. It's a plate I made with a 3D printer, and each of the magnets has 2 slots. One is empty on the plate here, and it fits vertically onto the plate, fitting perfectly into this 3D printed piece. Underneath it, there is a hole that goes onto its base. This is its base, and it goes into its stand like this. Okay? And it can rotate inside its stand. Okay, now this is also. This was one of the oldest things I used to see on the internet. Now we need 2 magnets, and when we place these 2 magnets next to this, you see it starts to move. I just need to figure out its orientation, how its positive and negative poles are, and actually, it can be placed another way too. I placed it in a way to reduce friction, for example. I placed 2 identical magnetic poles underneath, and these 2 are pushing away from each other, so it's now literally suspended in the air. Genius. It stands a little crooked. If it stands a bit straighter, wow, it's hovering. This is the oldest, no, strongest magnet you can find. If you stick it to this surface, you can't pull it off. Well, basically, they say on the internet that when we attach another magnet to this, it should start spinning. I just need to find the right spot for it now. If these magnets stick to these magnets, they can't be separated by any means. Some things are happening, yeah, but it's not continuous. I don't know, because I haven't. I feel like we should do it like this. What about this way? This has to work, guys. I'm serious. This is one of my hopes. I've saved my main hope for the end of the video. But now I want to place them this way. Put the magnets at the bottom and see what happens when they're down there. Okay, now I've placed the magnets on the surface, meaning I've laid them horizontally. This won't come off now. One of them stuck right here. Look, oh, it came off. I don't want to continue with this one. If you're up for the next one, like the video right now, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, leave me your comment or write what other engines there are for me to build for our. This is another motor that works with gravity. A guy on YouTube was building and testing this motor, and it worked so smoothly that honestly, back then, before I had built and tested it, like now, I really thought it would work. Its system is exactly like that chain one, with the difference that if you look, these are weights. These yellow ones, they painted them to be visible, these are weights. And if you look at this side, the weights have come further out and are heavier, right? When any weight, what is torque? Force multiplied by the axis length. How should I explain it? If I hold this from the middle, it stays balanced like this, but for example, if I hold it from this side, one side comes down lower, see it spinning? The core of this system is that, for example, we have a longer axis length, our center is here, and when we release this, it starts to spin. To have a cycle so it doesn't just come down and stop, and so it repeats, such a mechanism has been built that when we spin it, let me spin it for you now, we see the weights all come to this side, meaning the weights are also moving. Look, did you see? Our center of gravity is roughly here, because it has two centers, not just one. Our center of work is here, and when I point the camera at it and spin it, the weights move to the right. But it's so stiff. I even made the connecting parts with pins and a 3D printer so they'd be smooth, and they really are smooth, but it has internal friction. Since there are two, if you look from above, there's an axis here and one down there that aren't aligned. It honestly didn't work, even though it was one of my hopes. I still think we can harness gravity. You might not believe it, I don't know, maybe it's some kind of material. Even when I was a kid, I thought about it, like maybe there's a material that, under certain conditions, like if we give it electricity, or I don't know, shock it, or expose it to sunlight. If its weight were just a tiny bit less, I could get this started. But it seems like no one has been able to find such a thing so far. Even by hand, it turns stiffly, let alone working on its own. That chain one spins more smoothly, but the way it works is really cool. No, these yellow parts shift like this. It has interesting engineering, and the fact that it was made with lasers and a 3D printer and works so nicely is really cool in itself. Let's get to the main event. I'm so excited for it. Wow, this one has to work. What is this motor, guys? This is the same motor you saw in the previous episode, a motor that works with gravity. With the difference that the two motors we just did, the one with the round weights and the one with the chain, had friction. Meaning a force in their bearings, their shafts, and their pins wouldn't allow it. It was holding it back tightly. An inventor, I don't know who, some guy has made this. A motor wheel. Exactly what he made himself, and water bottles. I haven't changed anything, and he claims that if we pour water into these, it starts spinning. I've prepared a lot of water that we need to pour into these. Oh! Did you see? It started spinning. I'll tell you what it does now. Guys, I couldn't find a funnel. Then, after I poured water up to the 3 lines. The 3 lines on the bottle, I have to close the cap so it doesn't spill. Wow, it worked. Let me explain how it works before I fill them all up. If you look, the bottles are placed at a specific angle so that when they rotate, one side. Now I don't know exactly which works, but the water that collects here is closer to our axis than the water that... No, I said it backwards. Now I finally got it right. The water that collects on this side is further from our axis, and when the water shifts, it gets closer to the axis on this side, which makes this side of our wheel heavier. That's the principle behind it. Now I have some very heavy blue-colored water. Let me fill it all up, anyway. In short, all the bottles we had were filled with the blue water. While I was filling them, I was also testing to see when it would start working. I had such high hopes. Ah, we reached the last one. If we put this in and close the lid, it will spin like crazy. That's the feeling I have. Oh. All the bottles are filled and now I'm stressed. I'm nervous. Nothing is happening right now. Oh my, oh my, oh my, for heaven's sake. Oh, is this lid open? Does it really not want to spin? It shouldn't have any friction. I mean friction here. We have friction at the center of our shaft. Maybe it's because it's not level. It's a bit uphill. Hold on. It looks like it wants to start. No, it just stops slowly. Well, maybe I should spin it this way. No. What if their angle is steeper? Let me make their angle steeper. You see the angle it moves at? I started to fix and increase their angles, but at some points, it felt like the motor wanted to start. Maybe because my feeling is so positive. Maybe I made a mistake. I mean, I believe in this motor so much that I feel like I'm the one who made a mistake. Look, it starts for a bit but it's not continuous. Go on, anymore. It won't go. Ah, look. Did you see? Maybe it's like this because one side isn't balanced. Maybe the water amounts are uneven. Look here. There's a lot of water here now. Maybe there are too few of them. Now there's more water here. It's further from the center compared to here. Although we have this one here if it goes this way. Aha! Did you see? Did you see? I don't know. Let me measure the water once to see if I poured it right. This one is 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. This one is 3 lines. Maybe the reason it's spinning is that one of them has less water, and this one has less too. No, if it spins to the right, it means the problem is these water amounts. Let me balance the water. What I did was check them all again, much more precisely. The water in them is perfectly balanced. Ah. Oh, my God. I wish it worked. Oh. Come on, just work already. Everyone else's motors work, but when it gets to me, it's either stiff, it doesn't spin, or the ground is uneven. Guys, do we have any inventors in the channel who have experience with this subject? I've been involved with this for about 1, 2, 3 years, wondering why some people post these. Are they all really fake? I really had high hopes for this. It's only working 1/3 of the way. It rotates for 1/3 of the cycle and then it stops. Look, do you know what the problem is? This part is okay, right? This is right. The weight here has increased, yeah, it's coming down, okay, but here, the water has leveled out completely, and this causes this side to cancel out that side. Neutralize. These two are neutralizing each other. Neutralize. Why am I saying it wrong? Neutralize. Oh, I don't know. I am very, very disappointed. I really had hope for this. I thought you guys would come to the end of the video and see how I turn it on, and then we would keep it in the corner of the shed as a museum piece to run forever. I had a plan like that, but I feel like that plan is gone. But let me know what you think. Did I build it wrong? It's really a question for me. I mean, if someone comes and gives me a formula, I will do it. I will come back and film another video to figure out what I should do. And if you have done something like this yourself, I mean, if you built something like this and it worked, tell me. If I can come and check it out, see it, tag me, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. Of course, there is one thing we should always consider. If these engines worked, it would never have been our turn. 100 or 200 years ago, there were people who invented electricity. There were people who started engines with coal. Those people would never have let us reach this point in all these years where we test everything like this, see it doesn't work, give up, and move on to fossil fuels, electricity, energy, solar power, and all those stories. This is the other side of the story. But hey, if you haven't liked it, hit the like button. And 2 of my best videos always pop up down here, which everyone has loved. If you haven't seen them, make sure to check them out. Maybe we should have spun it faster. It sounds like a washing machine.